say abebua asante kase mu na say this proverb asante fo kase panyina o tena fie mamofra we nanka yebu nanka wefo a oka hu bi panyini a o tena fie emma emofra we nanka yebu nanka wefo a oka hu bi. Now indeed we are in a democratic state where in every democratic state the president is the leader of every other department of everything in the country. Then I can boldly say, Anyema ekosu okroma civilians brutality, police brutality, the military brutality, all of that things in then Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president of the country, Onimhubi. If indeed truly the abebu American was say penino tena fie mam of frawin and kan yebu nan kan wefo a oka hu bi no. And if indeed we are practicing democracy where the president is the head of state, where the president controls the affairs of the country, now yes abebu no anything to write home about there, then whatever is going on in this country as far as these brutalities are concerned, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo oka hu bi. Because on no krom ha oye payin awowa ha. All the security agencies, Nana Addo is the head, is the commander in chief. Every other department, every other ministry in this country, Nana Addo is the head. It is a payin tenefie ma of Friday na nkan yebu na nkan wefo oka hu bi dia. Then as the head, as the commander in chief, as the head of every ministry, as the head of every department, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo niema ekosu okroma as far as this brutality is concerned. Oka hu bi because otifie and a ohwahwe han emma mofra ewe na nkan. Otifie and ohwahwe han as a leader, as a president of a whole democratic state. Freedom of speech and expression. You can never talk about some of these things without mentioning the name of the president. It is true. Into all the brutalities are both on the side of the civilians, both on the side of the military, the police, and every other security agency. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. If indeed Sabebuono there. Because and a whole lot of brutalities, a whole lot of injustices. We have a president what he would deem not to talk. So that is what we are going to look at. State of the Nation address. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Say, oh, mining na the card or petre or mine 2023. Yababo running seven bakumi and then straight we go to Ashaiman, where the civilian military brutality and so koso. Now you issues in because corona team embrawum any the mraso na regardless of whatever it is. We are security personnel, we are civilian, we are president, we are why obiani o maimo betumi afamra e de ahye ne nsem de aye de ope. Regardless of your position and who you are. So in the case of the Ashaiman issue, whatever the civilians are doing, whatever the civilians did is totally wrong. And on the side of the military, whatever they are also doing is totally wrong because we have laws of injustices in this country. Everything that happens in this country, so whoever commits murder, and whoever takes the law into his own hands because we are committing murder, that is why so now we are going to look at some of these things. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo if you are this police, military, civilian brutality, and then we also ask ourselves to say, Oman Peino, is he serving the nation right? We're going to ask that because it is about time at this year we look at it critically, constructively, without being biased. Na emra na ewo kuro ma eye adwuma so man be fa ne ntoma pade afra no ya bia emra nim so that emra ne be ya adwuma regardless of your position, regardless of your political race, regardless of your religion, regardless of your belief, regardless of whatever department you belong to, the law must work. And there are so many cases of injustice in this country. So one, you better carry Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo deliver speech, and then, like I said, Ashaiman police civilian brutality, military civilian brutality. Ni asheni inabi. Now, active by Jumedi and I share our active television. So, kind of like a page, you know, like YouTube, near Active TV GH, Active TV GH. Sounds so, and oko a Facebook, which is Active TV Ghana. Oko YouTube, I make sure share subscription button. Ube me also no subscribe. O subscribe ya, o the abesaya, and it's a doma be the home so. Umiasu bia fatu all anytime bia be call live on YouTube bia no o nsa ebe tumi aka eno no channel live enso so e wo TikTok Anno Clement and I said the youth advocate one make sure say TikTok no obe share TikTok no share the live see na you go no na say o share ade gift now like it e wo so o man no fa into mapa e di ifra now you can share some injustices cases in this country. Or minor a woman, you were near my baby, you were near my baby, whether you are a military personnel, whether you are a civilian, whether you are a president, regardless of your position. And you know, on my way, I refer to those as injustice. Any act of injustice biano ye wo mra e wo krom ha no ma ye punishable detective say obi performing any act injustice biano. These are the laws there for the person to be punished. Some are fines, some are imprisonment, some are other things, but e duru ho no ma na ya kind of one side because ade na amfa ye ho the last time it say obi ka say police soldier for no let me tell you something. Me, I stand for the family of the bereaved. On behalf of the Active TV crew, and then also on the part of the soldier for also, yes, I cite for them how hard it is, how sad it is. So ube lucy co-worker. And it goes against the country as well to lose a whole security personnel or mine. So your condolences and confirm all the family, the military, and everybody as far as Ghana is concerned. But on the part of the military as well, they have laws. They know, say, these are the laws, these are the things we have to do. But they also took the laws into their hands. Injustice upon injustice. It is never right. Let's get it straight. Yes, the people of Ashaiman, whoever caused that murder of Sheriff Imoru, must be brought to justice. On the other side, whatever the military has also done, they must also be brought to justice. Because in a democratic state, we don't practice injustice upon injustice. Justice upon injustice. In the idea, where Obia committed crime, Obia committed anything, Obia criminal, the laws are there to deal with the person. So the army shouldn't also have taken the law into their own hands and do whatever they want. Emrane so cassette here, what the military also did. So in as much as the Ashaiman for 1 year, Emma Sheriff Imoru, losing the life wasn't right. And then justice must prevail. On the part of the military, justice must also prevail there. Because almost what touching innocent souls. People that knew nothing about the incident. Meanwhile, in the military, in the security systems, we have intelligence people. We have intelligences, what security personnel, what security agencies. Some of these things, it is a matter of those intelligence units coming out, investigating into the issues, getting the people involved, the committers of the crime, and then the law will justically deal with them. But a ban is soldier for who say, okay, so we also have to take the law into our hands and do. We don't practice injustice upon injustice in a democratic state. We rather practice justice upon injustice in a democratic state. In simple put, me na say, obi di boni a ye mfa mra nhyɛ yensɛm endi nipa ne bɔne. Na mmom obi di boni a ye de mra e na kyekye ni nipa no. Sɛ de be ya justice pɛpɛpɛ ye ebetumi aba. So Ashaiman fo anya de the murder of the police, the murder of the military man, Sheriff Imoru. But whoever or you're involved in that crime, yes, of course, nipa na anyade, and the person must be brought to justice before the law, for the law to work, take its course. Now, military for one, so they have no right, no power, no authority to take the law into their own hands and deal with the people. They also touched wrong souls, and they also must be held responsible. The law must deal accordingly. As any Ashaiman for anybody, the same law now should deal with the military as well. We are living in a democratic state. You don't take law into your own hands. Now, there are so many cases of injustices in this country. So many cases of injustices. Injustice. Some of those cases, a bit to say, corruption. Police are projected. Now, let's speak truth to power. Injustices cases in the country. These are some of them. So you see that some of these injustices are rape, defilement, human trafficking, forced labor, domestic abuse, unfair treatment of employees and any unfair treatment, and then also abuse of power, corruption, commercial sexual exploitation, unfair convictions, ethnic and religious discrimination. So domestic abuse, abuse of power, and then unfair convictions. Domestic abuse, abuse of power, and unfair convictions. That is what has gone on. That is what has transpired between the people of Ashaiman, Imoro Sheriff, and the Ghana Army, the military. Because domestic abuse, those that were Ashaiman, they took the law into their own hands. Because if what I'm hearing is correct, say obi date obi and obi kwasra obi no obi boy no obi to say obi so, and all those stories. Now it is there. But the people of Ashaiman, whoever committed that crime against Imoro Sheriff, shouldn't have done it, because domestic abuse, according to the laws of the land, an act of injustice that is punishable by law. So what them ra ebe sha wonsem na why you obi bibi, what you obi dem, what kum obi, why you obi bibi a ensem fata no emra de wo ho say ye twe waso. So the people of Ashaiman, whoever is involved in committing that particular crime against Imoro Sheriff, and was say justice emra no eni nipa no edi. Exactly that. Having done that, when you come to the part of the military they went into Ashaiman, took the law into their own hands, and then decided to use the power that they have. That is where the abuse of power comes in. You have the power as military, yes, but you don't abuse that power, because within the military you have intelligence unit and investigative crimes. Within the security agencies, we have them all. We have them all. So, yes, I mean, Imoro condolences to the family. But then, and now committed that murder. The intelligence unit now, what the security forces should have probed further with their intelligence, with the training that they have, to get or to fish out the people or murder Imoro Sheriff. And then after getting them, the law will also deal with them. That is what should have happened. But they also decided to practice injustice. That is what the military decided to do. To practice injustice. That is also adia or minimumra ekasetia. So the injustice was that they abused power. And I've just told you that some of the injustices are abuse of power. So in this case, the military abused their power and own will. And I will tell you why I'm saying the military out of their own will and Ashaiman. You get to know before the end of the show. Now, it's to me because their colleague has lost his life. That is where wrong convictions. And the wrong conviction is that they started beating people. They started shipping people. They started breaking doors. That is also wrong conviction. So domestic abuse in this country, say we commit crime, any form of crime, whether murder, whatever it is, and injustice, and then abuse of power, and also and then wrong convictions, and also so So those people are involved in committing that crime, immoral, sheriff, losing life. Those people must be held responsible. The intelligence unit must investigate into the issues and fish out those people for the law to deal with them. And then the military men are almost taking the power into their own hands. And what being power and a passing wrong conviction by beating people, breaking amount for doors to bring out people from their rooms, shipping people, they should also be held responsible because Exactly. Nobody is saying, immoral sheriff losing life, it is the right. No. That is another form of injustice on the part of the people. Immoral sheriff. And the law must take its course. Exactly. And no than saying police if one abusing power. As military personnel, they have power. They abuse the power, walk into the town without nobody's approval, nobody's consent, and they walk into the town, starting breaking doors, beating people here and there, anyhow, with helicopters, as if say, and Tokana, a war, and a ever. That is not how a democratic state is running. That is not how in a democratic dispensation, you're running a state or you're running a country. No. So the domestic abuse Ashaiman for no more committee medano injustice. And at the same time, the abuse of power and the wrong conviction, it is also wrong. Because Obidi Bonia and you won't fight to me in 7 Kodini Panebone. You rather investigate the issue, get the people involved, and then you let the law deal with them. That is what democratic state does. It is not because, I'm not communipa. You should have for them. No. So these are some of the injustices in the country. Domestic abuse. The people in Ashaiman, whoever is part of that murder of Sheriff Moro must be held responsible. And then abuse of power, military men they must also be held responsible for passing wrong conviction, beating people. So it two ways. We have laws in this country. Even Ghana Armed Forces also came out with certain threat. Because that is why I will tell you why the military for Ashaiman, it wasn't warranted. It wasn't guaranteed. It wasn't guaranteed because Ghana Armed Forces also came out with something. Look at the GAF, the GAF, the Ghana Armed Forces. This is what they said. Ghana Armed Forces, GAF, states categorically that the military operation, which was sanctioned by the military high command, was not to avenge the killing of the soldier, but rather to fish out the perpetrators of the heinous crime. Let me take it once again. The Ghana Armed Forces states categorically that the military operation, which was sanctioned by the military high command, was not to avenge the killing of the soldier, but rather to fish out the perpetrators of the heinous crime. So this is what it means. Military service, high command. High command, and so according to the high command of the Ghana military, Ghana Armed Forces, almost say soldier for na yedi call Ashaiman ya former man say revenge the death of immoral sheriff. No mom yedi call say hwehwe issues nim. No mom fish out Just like I said, they should be brought to justice. That is what the high command of the Ghana Armed Forces, the military, is saying. Say they sent the soldiers to Ashaiman. Yes, they sent them. But on a mission, on a particular purpose, on a particular aim, said they should go and fish out the perpetrators. Those who committed the crime against the Moro sheriff. So that they can bring those people into justice, so that the law will deal with them. But here is the case. Military now call Ashaiman. That is why I'm saying, say, because but when they got there, they rather started breaking doors, beating people unnecessarily, without finding out, say, okay, this is the reason why you were sent to enter Ashaiman, to go and fish out the perpetrators of the crime. You get it? And if you do Ashaiman, what do we have to do? As a security agent, and as a security for a more intelligence department, when Omudu failed, they should have investigated. Say, your investigations now, then they will know, say, this and that, this person, that person, this person, that person committed a crime against the Moro sheriff. And then those people will be brought to justice. But they rather abused power, took the law into their own hands by started beating, stripping people, breaking doors. Which is also totally wrong. It is out of context. So yes, the crime has been committed, but the perpetrators of the crime, they should have been fished out by the military, as the high command is saying, so that those people will be dealt with. Because when the incident happened, they were not there. But when the police, the military went there, they were there and they were beating. Innocent souls were beaten. You can't touch an innocent soul because you are a military officer. Neither can you, a civilian, touch a military officer because you think one or two reasons are and you're okay with you. No, either way, so it's wrong. So now, it still stands that the perpetrators must be fished out by the intelligence unit of the security personnel. They should fish out all of them. And then also, those soldiers for now, small more on a mission now, or Mukoya, or one need but the entire small one, or one mission, or Muko abuse power. Echo pass wrong conviction, breaking amount for those. Echo boo amount for, they should also be brought to justice. Because nobody, as far as the 1992 Constitution is concerned, as far as Ghana Criminal Act 1960 is concerned, nobody has the power to commit any crime. Even when somebody commits a crime, you have no power to commit crime upon crime. So what the soldiers did, a crime upon crime. The Ashaiman people, those that killed the soldier, they committed a crime, which they should be fished out and brought to justice. But soldier for they committed a crime, but abusing power, taking the law into their own hands. And that is what we have to look at. So perpetrators, they must be fished out and brought to justice. And the same way, soldiers in this amount for they without fishing out the people. They should also be brought to justice because nobody on this land, even the president, is above the law. Nobody is above the law. So the perpetrators, they must be fished out and brought to justice. Because you have no power to abuse the person. You have no power to kill the person or do anything to the person. And those perpetrators must be brought to justice. Ashaiman for them ranu omuni omamuku imoro sheriff. And then also soldier for ni so call bu amount for without fishing out. No, we say we can omuko bu obia omo innocent souls omo break innocent doors. They must also be brought to justice. And ranu so omuni because the laws of injustice in this country doesn't favor anybody. It doesn't favor the president, neither does it favor civilian, neither does it favor the military. So all must be brought to justice. Whoever one year there was where you must be brought to justice. That is how the country will find its way to progress. And yes, so will be sorry, I know if you say anything, me say so I'll do this, I'll do that. Now, your Criminal Offence Act 1960. Make us say, and I've told you, say, all the injustice acts on the part of the people like Ashaiman or Mukun so the Moro Sheriff, and on the part of the military, so I call them a quiet Jenny Pass or more abusive power took the law into their own hands. It states clearly, like I said, it doesn't favor anybody, regardless of your position, whether you being a president, being a civilian, being a military officer, being a police officer, being whoever. It doesn't favor anybody. Now, so the Criminal Offence Act 1960, Act 29, Section 19, and that was screen initially. Criminal Offence Act 1960, Act 29, Section 19, the preparation for committing certain criminal offences. The preparation for committing certain criminal offenses. So the people of Ashaiman, they committed an offense. And the soldiers also they also committed offense. So this is what it says. A person who prepares or supplies or has in possession, custody or control, or in the possession, custody or control of any other person on behalf of that person, any instrument, materials, or means with the intent that the instrument, materials, or means may be used by that person or by any other person in committing a criminal offense by which life is likely to be endangered, or a forgery, or a felony, or commits a criminal offense, and it is liable to punishment, is like names, and is liable to punishment in like the manner as it's in like manner as if that person had committed to commit that criminal offense. It is simple. So now, yet he said, Soja Fono Echi Nipani be around 184. And omodi omokoye. Ena omojaibi, ena akabi. So, enipa na soja fo ni chi omo. Emre wo kroma enye soja fo ena yisu mra no. Enye soja fo ne pass justices. Soja fo enye court. Soja fo enye lawmakers. They are also one way or the other not law enforcers in the sense that emra law enforcers e wo kro ni mu ano. Police for one, yes, of course, soldier for one, but the law enforcer, see a best trouble, is the court. That is the final decision. That is why the final decision is taken. So whether you are a policeman, you are a security personnel, you are a military personnel, you don't take the law into your own hands. Though you are a law enforcer, you make sure say embrano but you don't take the law into your own hands. Yes, it's abuse of power. It's abuse of power. So, Ashaiman incident, what the soldiers could have done, and they say, they should have made sure, say, because they are law enforcers, also making sure, say, and how does the law work? As far as murder is concerned, the law works in the sense that the intelligence unit, will do the investigation and fetch the people out, and then brought to justice. And then the church say, well, a law enforcer, but the law enforcer, rather this time, took the law into his own hands, and decided to beat people, and also see another crime. So Ashaiman people committed a crime, soldiers also committed a crime. Because the people know what soldiers barracks and wherever they kept them. No. And now what another uncle for any person. You don't keep somebody in your possession without the person's consent, the person a biggest crime, an act of injustice. So in as much as they didn't try, the soldiers also didn't try. Because Obiko Yadia, Yachina, Yadinko police station, Yadinko court in a process in Emrani na Yajuma, Yambuni Pano. The same thing, Yamadian Wokroma, Chester Obikum Nipa, Yabunipana, and Asi Kum Nipano. There's no law like that. The only law Wokroma man is say, every crime be a Bible committee piano, the person must be brought to justice. The law must take its course against the person. And there are two scenarios here. Ashaiman for they didn't do well. They killed the police. They killed a military man, a Moro Sheriff. And they must be brought before the law for the law to deal with them. And the same thing applies to the soldiers who abused their power. So, doors. They also have to be brought to justice, and the law should also deal with them. Because you don't take the law into your own hands when somebody commits a crime. There is no law in Ghana like that. So, if you commit a crime, you have every right to also commit crime against the person. There is no law. So, the two scenarios were all wrong. Whatever the people of Ashaiman, the perpetrators did, whoever is involved in the killing of Imoro Sheriff, it was totally wrong, out of context. The law of injustice, one. And then they must be brought before the court, before justice. The same thing, the soldiers must also be held responsible for beating people. Just like that. They took the law into their own hands. Just like the people of Ashaiman also took the law into their own hands. But the thing is that, yes, of course, civilians what happened in Nigeria, crime, brutality on civilians, brutality on military and other security personnel, and also civilians. You get it? It's a number when you come across and civilians in the free so hard. And a soldier for free so hard. It is also. But these are the things that we should know as a country. Say they are all injustices and they must all be brought before the law. Civilian there na or touches security personnel bia. Who dia beye na call back bia ba na ye jai civilian no man kosa. Say military man being so, and I say security person being so, attack civilian na. Who dia be ni e jano mane kosa. Enti they say obi aye na ade so nyane yonko be ha me ne yonko. And that will bring war. We are not subscribing to war, but if we don't pay attention to some of these things, where civilians think say soldier for you omo be your omo bone nti omo sunya soldier for be your omo bone, where soldiers think say civilians you omo be your omo bone nti omo sunya omo be your omo bone, where civilians will think say soldier near kunipa, so we also attack the soldiers when we get them, where soldiers will also feel say civilians are kunipa, so when we also get them we deal with them. If we don't put a stop to all these injustices, it will bring civil war. It is soldier for say Mukuye nipa yensu ebe musi. Military force say and you must smoke nipa da yensu ebe musi. And then the same we say we attack we attack. Ebedu baby say na crime upon crime, murder upon murder. Na basa. It is time we fight against injustice. Injustice. Now, yawa hanu mwa ena Ghana man penyin na Addo danko akufo Addo. Yes, salute you as the commander-in-chief of the security agencies. Armed forces, the police, immigration, whatever security agency be a department be a Addo danko akufo Addo is the commander-in-chief. Now, this issue by so that there are so many issues about to say Floyd, the US, about I know I can't want them. Hey, BBC, other countries, I know I can't want them. We see, I know I can't want them. This thing has happened in Ghana, where a civilians has killed a police or a military officer, where military officers are also taking the law into their hands and attacking people, beating them, breaking doors, and both sides the president kept mute. O man panyinia, 1 million a month for him. Until I make us say, Penny be or 10 few mamma frying and can you boon and can we for our home? So in a democratic state, the leader is always Penina or in this yet Cromwell, not say civilians attacking security personnel, not security personnel attacking civilians. Now you have a president as a leader, Penino better now as I won't come here. Then you may send and carry for no count. The committers of the crime, if indeed, Penny tell you mamma frying and Kayabun and carry for our count, Sasabe Buni and Padia, then military for attacking civilians, civilians for attacking military or Mampenia. Now one can watch them or you can store count. If indeed that proverb is true. Because as Penny and Kabibaya, you intervene. Where you have to condemn, you condemn. Where you have to push for the law to work, you push. Where you have to stand up and caution people, you stand and you caution them. But we have kept mute. We have kept mute, and yet we don't want to say anything. Producer, you brutality is not a man for her. The next topic. You brutality is not. So among the people that there can be guilty ones, there can be innocent ones. So why didn't the intelligence unit among the security personnel investigate and fish out or bring out the guilty ones and deal with them rather? And let the law rather deal with them, rather than punishing everybody they meet, as if they are all perpetrators. No, it is never done that way. Now, Nana Danko Kupa the Ghana man paying State of the Nation address of the Kasai. We are Ghana in some baby that okay, UTB. Maybe bakumi enu bi ma baby here because baby here me pa in every democratic state a freedom of speech and expression. In every democratic state, there should be accountability. There should be carefulness as far as finances are concerned. So those are the areas I mean here. I don't know areas in so here because kabima min can here democratic state na pepe here juma. Nesi kasemsu ebu ma konte ye ni ehwe kasemsu ya o man be develop. So those are the areas I'm interested in. So he spoke about sika yenya. He spoke against the recklessness among folk and then he also spoke about the freedom of speech. Now, Okasa na na Danko Akufo-Addo in the State of the Nation address Kasano o make mention say the amount for can wa abonten say COVID-19 sika ni sika yenyan we misuse those monies ni na no enye no kore they use the monies for the right purposes. We are Ghana you know COVID-19 sika either they were used for the right purposes na amount for yeti obi a na airport when people were coming, they were paying about $500 and all that. But we still pay COVID levy. COVID levy. And apart from I told you, say, every other department in this country, COVID because, over 500 million. We got a finance minister who told us that the monies were $100 million. Later, it came out say it was more than 100 million. So accountability, so there have been so many instances. World Bank, EBMA, so as we speak now, every year Ghana is getting 700 to 800 million US dollars every year. So within a period of 5 years, we are supposed to get 4.3 billion US dollars. Now yet see a call IMF akope sika for 3 billion dollars. Meanwhile, World Bank is giving us every year 700 to 800 million dollars. Within the space of 5 years, we are getting over 4 billion US dollars. And sika ni ye nya accounted for. Because of COVID. Because of COVID, United Nations, UNICEF, World Bank, they all donated. Say, you're fighting against COVID. In the sense that we were even giving free vaccines at a point. But yet, we didn't hear of that. Even with that, COVID-19 frontiers. COVID patients, no, so COVID, what did we use it for? What did we use it? Now, my poor can and I don't go for to say, when you see kind of recklessly, as people were saying, you tell another to go for the as far as COVID-19 is concerned.
It is precisely because the economic fallout from the pandemic is so widespread and long lasting that it is important to show clearly that the COVID-19 funds were not misused. It is critical that we do not lose the confidence of the people that a crisis that they were led to believe we were all in together was abused for personal gain. Mr. Speaker, it was government that asked for the COVID funds to be audited, and I can assure this House that nothing dishonorable was done with the COVID funds.
Okay, so Nana Danko Akufo-Addo say, "Eya ban and a say COVID sika yen hwehwem. Eya ban ben. Eya ban ben. Is it not the same Nana Danko Akufo-Addo led administration ya? And a case COVID yen hwehwem. Are they not the same people that COVID sika ba ye? Ewo mo ho. Some ya mi gina he. Ya the COVID sika ma me. na if I say active wo nyina dia na ye di sika na hye me nsem sika ni kuta me na me amasa aka che active for say mu hwehwe sika ni me wa sika ne so me na me control sika no the same person na o ka say COVID-19 sika ye nhwehwe mu no aban nhwehwe mu no the same person na so the side head of the aban and o sa see ye nhwehwe mu. So do you get it? Does it make sense to you as a Ghanaian? Or see COVID-19 sika no government and the kasi ye nhwehwe say sika ni what they were used for. And mind you, it is the same government, the same government in Ashaiman. How do you justify this? How do you justify this? What is against you? What's every department of this country, every leader is appointed by you, the president. And 90% is appointed by you, the president of the republic, and the head of this particular NPP administration as government. Meanwhile, one head of the Abain. Think about it. To me, it doesn't make sense. The idea one as I catch you be said, Nipan in shame. Meanwhile, Nipan also want to shame. What's our control over Nipan? And the Panadia Moon of Eshe. Sanka Yadia, Ebia, ye France, a individual be, and I say a private entity, and ye this canema, and I buy a gene in for Abem say, or Monco investigate Sicano or private entity in what they are, it will make sense. But this is the case, Abaina Casania Sicano COVID Sicano water. Abaina Casan Sono, another damn Cocuado in your head. And on one so the san say was some amount for some Mushu Sikanim. Meanwhile, I say Cohiches Canima, one Amosan Isus Cano led by Addo and Ufuriata, one Amosan Isus Sicano, and ye Beshisha Musay. Meanwhile, Nipano Beshisha Sikanim, so I am one Amosan appointing Nipano. And to Shishamuben and Nipanebe. Is it logic? Does it make sense to you as a Ghanaian? To me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Papa Waoba. Na Sikakutao. Now who you scan? O my baby say that the scan when you no catch your money say sikano mu hwehwem. Meanwhile enkwala no omo se wase. You control them. And I also the sikano wo. Ti one na hwehwe die. So you can't tell us what can't say abanya ka say COVID sikano they should investigate and also mu hwehwem. Aban no one na Addo don kwaku for Addo. Enti wo san say enkofo hwehwe COVID sikano ma omo ko hwehwe mu we. Omo be hwehwe mu wo ankasa wo ho. Nipa ni susu a obehwehwe mu no omo behwehwe COVID scanim so no wan kasa so they are all under you so nhwehwe mu be na omo ba be tell us nhwehwe mu be na sankofo ne ba be omo behwehwe mu against you and as omo ba be it is not logic to me. It doesn't make sense to me as a citizen of this country. It doesn't make sense to me. But to be an against now oh yeah, and another damn cock for the catcher and say, when one spend this kind of recklessly. But as we sit here, COVID Sikai in Yayano, and one council way. What did we use those monies for? Now, catch say, a cotome, cocotonia, adwa cotobaire. Intisicano, nay, say, Akasi. What did we use COVID money for? Nippon, because you by now, another one casano mobile investigate on a wabai. And there are people, you yourself, they are working under you. So come out and be accountable to us. Let your emotional quotient work as a president. When your emotional quotient says, you begin to feel the pain of the people. You will be considerate. You will be accountable. You will be responsible. But your emotional quotient, as far as I'm concerned, some of these things, your emotional quotient, you're dead. So you don't care, you are not considerate, you are not accountable, you are not humble, you don't want to be responsible. Be responsible as a president. Let your emotional quotient work. Yes, you cannot count my name. We don't know. We don't know. We say where are they going to investigate the case? And the same Addo, once I hear the head of the same government. Just be accountable to us as Ghanaians. Because the money wasn't given in the name of Addo, the money was given in the name of Ghana. And we are Ghanaians. You need to account to us. And say, still, it was State of Nation at the and say, the economy was doing well before COVID came. Producer,
I've said, and many others, including the managing director of the IMF, have said that our economy was doing well until COVID-19 and the war in Ukraine. I've said, and many others, including the managing director of the IMF, have said that our economy was doing well until COVID-19 and the war in Ukraine was doing well until COVID-19 and the war in Ukraine took us.
So that is what our president has to say. Or see, the economy was doing well before COVID-19 and Russia-Ukraine war. Now they see before say Russia-Ukraine war, na economy ne ye. Na economy na pa ne ntuma pa de afra na niam ekoye. And a Russia-Ukraine war, ebe say niam. But the truth of the matter is, we are Ghana. Was the economy doing well before COVID-19? To me, the answer is no. I don't know about yours. That is my mind. The answer is no. I don't know about yours. The economy wasn't doing any well before COVID-19 Russia-Ukraine war. Even when COVID-19 came, let me tell you, Senka Ghana for Nyamine di ye for Fienka, yes, so far to say the Italy in China for so far, and I don't know what these people in government will tell us. Sikapa and Fasudia ye benya free COVID-19 muno. Ni sika ye benya ye no. Ya bobosia sa uba na ye bosia 2016 was around 270 something. Uba ye no, it was around 170. Uba ye as a president and as a new government led by Addo over 500. Over 500 billion around 400 billion and we don't know what you have used those monies for. Even COVID time, yes, so let's say for funds, baby, as of for churches, be individuals, be now donating to the COVID fund. Apart from the World Bank, the United Nations, UNICEF, and SCAB, for the MISC and financial various sectors. Nina, you have not accounted for all of them to Ghanaians. You knew COVID is kind of baby alpha. And then, I say, even IMF boss, Svinaf Mo, Christina Mo, Kase, the economy was doing well before COVID came, and then you may call you. Were we not in this same country? I said, IMF, a big boy, Abaso, IMF also come even they got to a town back said the economy wasn't doing well. But we just picked only one part. There were so many entities, a big degraded Ghana, down. A big degraded Ghana, and only the bar, yes, and Trono Mucha, Nyampa. Oma degrade Ghana, ye ko C, ye ko D, ni na eba na mpani for ba say nyampa, but ye ka papa ba ko dia no ma peke. But all these statements now comes from outside. But ye need the enye no. Na no de, na ye ka ho ase, de ye ne de na age aboyebo. Meanwhile, it is those negative comments now eba no, and we have to look into them say, asem nipa yi kan, is this true? Is it true? Then we delve into it as well. We say, yes, the Nipani can be true. Then we find a way to polish it and make it right. By Basa, near disregarding, near rubbish, near Twakone, near Tituanum. Before COVID-19, was the economy doing well? We are Ghanaian, you know some of these things. How much was dollar before 2016? How much was dollar? 2016, you buy another dollar, saying 350, 340. And a dollar is saying, diesel, petrol, 1 gallon. Now you're saying 1 gallon was 4 cedis 50 pesos. 4 cedis 50 pesos before Nana took over. And 1 liter, nebuo ding chen, before Nana take over 1 gallon. And 1 liter of petrol, nebuo ding, chen 1 gallon. Meanwhile 4 liters and make it 1 gallon. The then administration, no, now 1 gallon air for cedis 50 pesos, no. And they say 1 gallon more than 10 Ghana cedis, around 15 Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, even Mahama Krabai, 1 liter was 4 cedis 50 pesos. 1 liter, Mahama Tabi, 1 liter was 4 cedis 50 pesos. To the me found quite a crab where 1 gallon was 4 cedis 50 pesos. Me do about 1 liter, Mahama time. 1 liter, now 4 cedis 50 pesos. Now 1 gallon was around 12 cedis 90 pesos. Just ending of 2016. Now petrol 1 liter. Now 4 cedis 50 pesos. Now 1 gallon around 12 cedis 13 Ghana cedis. But anyway, 1 liter. Me boarding chain Mahama time 1 gallon. I'm not comparing the two. But Ghana for any top petrol, whether a Mahama time, Nana time, any top petrol. Now, Obeka said the economy was doing well before COVID. Now we see kahu do ye now or COVID. Now we are Ghana ya boswa make apart from the 700 to 800 million US dollars every year. World Bank they buy. No, omo bring sika around 500 million US dollars. The finance minister they can't say and say 100 million. And now World Bank country director to Ghana, Frank Lapo, everything to say yes sir. And yes sir, and no come provide a free vaccines. If you try and talk COVID, World Bank maybe, UNICEF maybe, United Nations 150 million, you know, this case can buy, but there's no accounts. We say ye yin konfo say aban ye yin konfo so mo hwehwem meanwhile aban na nso na sika wo no ho e na nkofo no behwehwem no aban na sa control sa nkofo no enti hwehwem papa be na bedadi come out and be accountable to us as Ghanaians sika ne ye Ghana for the sika ne nyoma panyin dia now obi e we nyina and I say there is freedom of speech in this country yentie homra
freedom of speech has now reached such heights that even members of the diplomatic corps feel able to join in our national discourse and pronounce on matters that will be problematic for Ghanaian diplomats in their countries of origin.
So, freedom of speech. About when people tell mama even foreign nationals, other diplomats, they want to talk about the country, they want to come into the country, they want to do things and all that. But the same freedom of speech now you can want them. We are centrally now okasa. Na okasa na anya bind there. Then government will be chasing you, say you are making government unpopular. When did the truth start making government unpopular? When you now be a Ghanaian, near practicing democracy, na freedom of speech, or now or who are there on Tiasia, are there between I know can I Tia Obia? Yes, hey, or make you be unpopular. Yankaso bin Chobinutro, and Yankaso bin Kasen will be moving. But as responsible citizens of this country, everything in this country belongs to us. Obia Ghana Libya has the right to comment or say anything. Be our own free say this is socially responsible, this is reasonable. So I quite say yes, freedom of speech because we are in a democratic world, we are in a democratic country, but in Kofu can't say pikibi. Just like entities maybe a downgrade Ghana, a DECO C, any D, no. They were all diplomats. We degrade or downgrade Ghana. And no penny for Babe catcher and say they are not true. And Magana for Nini. And the other some foreign diplomats or catcher, just another example, say I'm a foreign catcher and say before COVID the country was doing well. And not the any affair. So I can't say you're very selective. You're practicing democracy in Ukraine. Yes, I am very selective. Okay, be a man if you say you are making him unpopular. Okay, be a man say even when you are a journalist. And the power vested in you. But then the same 1992 constitution, and one enjoy Article 91. Power idea my chapter 12. Article 164 the ban asinano. So we have every right to say whatever we want, but it should be socially responsible, without any fear or favor, without censorship on the part of government. About to me intimidate you, but yes, when you speak, government want to intimidate you. When you speak, then government, some form of censorship, them. But we can't sit in this country and stay aloof. We can't sit in this country as citizens, as blood. Now yet here, and then we keep mute. Now, no, we need to talk about those things. We need to talk with passion. We need to talk for the country to develop. It's as simple as ABC. Who just comment or why every premier making kind of amount? Just comment or YouTube ni Active TV GH. So and I'm here live and also our TikTok. Anno Clement and I said the Youth Advocate 1 over trouble. Like it, share, give a gift. We need to tell ourselves the truth and nothing but the truth. Or mine be do now say fan into my pa edifra. So the apostle was Ashaiman ending it, you know. The apostle was Ashaiman, the perpetrators, or more boo soldier nino, or more yen the or more cool soldier nino, the investigate the crime investigation team, you know, the intelligence department, you know, the security personnel, they should fish out those people. To say the high command, they should fish out the perpetrators and let the Lord deal with them. And no one deal. Now, so therefore, some taking the law into their own hands and so on. The Lord should also deal with them, vice versa. Now, we are soldier to me from ranch, we are civilian, and to me from ranch, we are soldier civilian, we are, to me from ranch, we are civilian, that's a soldier, we are, to me from ranch, every crime we are committed in this country by whoever must be brought before justice and not before your own power, before your own will. So Ashaiman perpetrators, they should be brought before justice. Those who killed the moral sheriff and the police in also the brutality, or the soldiers also the brutality. So they should also be brought before justice because they also abused power. They also abused the power they have. So either way, it should work. Criminal Law 1960, Act 29, subsection 9, and Yajuma. Now, be responsible for any crime committed, you hold the person responsible. No minor infant into my pamphlet. I wish I am fancy, your best out to us to be meaning they are not Clement, the Youth Advocate. The truth will always defeat lies. We are gone and anywhere Juma away, one more to Sushi and Oniano, a Boam or Mina Koswa, Yami Unchiaoka. We are Ghana in Inua Juma, we are one more to Susiana, and one more mining Koswa, Usunyami won't chauka. Then I mean, Chio Bianca said in the Juma City.
Arise, God, the youth for your country, the nation demands your devotion. Let us all unite to uphold her, and make her great and strong. Arise, God, the youth for your country, the nation demands your devotion. Let